Hey guys, welcome to the vlog. It's Boo. My wife, you ask? Oh, well, I told her I was starting this video and she started flitting around the house doing other things. So, it's just me today.
You never said he was done, said you? You have to wait now until I'm done.
5 years later. We are remaking a project. I know you're thinking, why would you do that? Everything you do is perfect. Trust me, I know. This, however, was not so perfect. Or we thought we could make it better. Look who decided to join me.
It's not that it wasn't perfect, but we felt we could do better. This was one of the first times we had tried this project, and although as you can see, it turned out really nicely.
From a distance, it looks great. However, up close, we see a lot of imperfections and things we would have done differently. And we decided to redo it. And we didn't show you this the first time, so here it is for round 2. This is a map that hangs on our wall, and we have push pins any place that Lee and I have visited together, so that we can kind of at a glance see our progress and see where we've been and reminisce. And the idea is fantastic. We just needed to implement it a little better. So today we're going to redo it. We have a brand new frame, which this one is just a cheap plastic one. We did upgrade just a little bit. We also have a new type of backing and a new map. And we're going to throw it all together. Come along.
So glad I joined.
Me too. Would you like to be responsible for removing the pins from the old map?
I suppose I could do that.
You don't remember where they all go?
Probably not. Shall we
do that at the end?
Yeah, we should probably do that
at the end.
So we're going to do a voiceover here because that's just taking entirely too long. So what Boof is doing is she's taking off the backing off the frame, pulling out, of course, the little decorative paper and the plexiglass. This is just a thin little layer of plexiglass they got in there with some glue, yanking that out. Now we're making sure that our foam boarding actually fits. It did not only fit, but it was like perfect. It went to the back of the frame. It was amazing. So the next thing we want to do is to take our spray adhesive. This here is a 3M spray adhesive, number 45. And we're just going to spray a section and attach the map, little by little, piece by piece. That way we ensure we don't get any bubbles or any wrinkles or anything like that. Now the great thing about this 3M adhesive is it allows you to have some play. You can pick it up, pull it off, put it back on, and reposition things a couple times before it loses its stickiness, we will say. However, bear in mind, you want to put something behind it because this stuff here is extremely adhesive. So if you get it on your tables or anything else, you're going to notice it. So you'll notice we actually took the garbage from the inside of the frame and put underneath it just to give us a little bit of a cushion. And as you can also see, we did reposition that a couple times in the process of trying to get it just right. Making sure to go small increments, keep it smooth. This is one of the problems we had with our previous frame that we had done. We had little bubbles in it, and we didn't like that. It wasn't good for us. So now we get rid of that garbage because that garbage does have adhesive on it, and we put the cork into the frame. So the backing that you saw us take off of this will not fit back on it. We knew that because we went with a thicker cork board. That's okay. We're going to tape it in. That way it stays put where we need it to stay put. Now what we're doing here in this situation is we're actually using the hanging system from our previous frame to use on this one. If you don't have that option, you can go by where you buy your picture frame at, like at Michael's or some type of craft store, and you can actually buy a little small picture framing kit, which is pretty inexpensive, and you can make your own just like she's doing here with reusing what we have. Did you make sure that was long enough?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to continue taping in the frame into it so we make sure it doesn't move. As I was saying before, this corkboard really was a perfect fit. It meshed just level with the back of the frame once you put down pressure on it to get it where it needs to be. So all I'm doing is just regular old Scotch tape, packaging tape, call it what you will, and I'm just taping down the seams. The frame, honestly, the Corky was thick enough it probably would have stayed in the frame on its own without any issues. But because we are putting this on the wall, we wanted just an extra safety measure to make sure it doesn't pop out, because that's a lot of little pins going everywhere if it did. The other great thing about this corkboard is it was a lot thicker than our previous one, so the pins actually went flush to the map. This was a godsend because before, our pins would fall out. So now, we're ready to put the push pins in. Again, we really had to speed this process up because there's a lot of pins and only 2 of us. I hope that you guys actually will take this idea and use it in your own home. It's very simple, very easy to do. Anyone can do it, and it's a great thing just to track your travels as a couple, as a family, maybe places you want to go that you haven't been. You could use it for that method. I mean, the possibilities are endless. We come up with the idea. I don't remember exactly where we saw it at. Maybe it was Pinterest or one of those applications, but we saw a similar version of this, but a little bit different. And then, of course, we modified it for what we wanted to do. Now, we actually do 2 different pins. We do yellow pins and we do red pins because one of our loves is obviously animals and zoos. So if we visit a zoo at a location, it actually gets a yellow pin for us. But if we visit just the state or the county or the site or whatever, it gets a red pin. That's why you'll notice the differences there in the 2 pins as you see the close-up. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Due to technical difficulties, we lost our closing, but we hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks, and toodles.